know me, my name is Bill Murphy. I head up Crowdfunding Fiction. Thanks for coming to our Fireside Chat channel. If you can't see it, there's a little fire over here. So, thank you. I'm just going to hold this thing. This is really good. How about now? How about now? Is this better? Yes. Okay. Yeah, so thanks for coming. We're going to have a little hour-long conversation. We're going to show some new stuff. We're going to bring up some special guests who are here and talk about some of the products we're doing. So again, my name is Bill Murphy. This is Joel from Big Bad Toy Store. Hey everybody. We're going to talk a little bit about sort of our collaboration and the work that we've been doing, not only on some of our lines, but some stuff that we're going to be announcing for the future as well. So first I'm going to start off with a little bit about talking about my first monkey fiction and how we got started. So it's been almost 10 years now, and we got started doing Kickstarter and enrolled into now like doing almost half a dozen different product lines. So it's been great, and most of this is because a lot of fans here in the room or at the convention, which has been great to help support a lot of things that we're doing. So that's a little background on us. I don't know, you want to talk a little bit about Big Bad a little bit?
Sure. So I'm Joel Boblin. I started BBTS late 1999, so we're just about 25 years in. We started basically with Transformers, and then the customers kept on asking for more and more and more, and we built up the catalog for a solid decade. We did a ton of vendors online, and we've really just been focused on bringing the collectors the best experience possible at retail. And I thank everybody here who's a customer. You guys have all helped us get where we're at, and we really appreciate it. I'm excited to be working with Bill on our new lines.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and so I think what what really helped us is getting involved with Big Bad. As we were small, we needed help with things like distribution and really like just more brand awareness. So that's one of the great things that Big Bad has been doing for us, and I think has also really supported a lot of the indie toy community. Over the last 10 years, I think we've seen the big shift in the toy industry in general, especially with Kickstarter. We now have a lot of different smaller toy companies making the things that a lot of the bigger companies aren't going to make. And that's okay. Like, I love Captain America. I will buy every Captain America thing. But also, I want something different sometimes. I think we've heard from a lot of fans that that's very similar. And so over the last, probably decade, we've seen a lot of these smaller companies kind of come out and actually make really great product. And you've helped support a lot of those companies too, right?
Yeah, you were one of the early indie companies to work with, as well as Four Horsemen and Classified. And over the years, you guys have put together a really nice catalog of goods, and they're moving in volume. It's really awesome to support the indie community and fill in the gaps in the marketplace.
And so where do you look in the future? Do you see, where do you see kind of the industry going? You've been doing this now for over 20 years, seeing a lot of trends. Like, where do you kind of see it kind of moving?
I think we'll see a lot more of the same as far as the big licenses. Some will change hands from manufacturer to manufacturer. We're seeing a bigger focus on the collector market in general. Hasbro's definitely focusing on fan channel themselves, leaning into that as well. A lot of the smaller companies are purely dedicated to fan channel. The indie movement's really gaining steam, and we'd like to support that and see a lot more small companies out there support them as they try to grow.
That's great. So we're going to talk about some of these.
It's really, really quiet. We can barely hear you guys.
Yeah, there's nobody. I don't know if we have any volume controls up here. That's the challenge.
We just need to speak louder.
Chris, do you have anything up there that you want to tweak? Yeah. How about now? You guys hear us? Is it better now? Maybe move closer. I don't know. We don't have yet. There's not really an AV guy, so they just kind of threw us up here with some microphones. I can hear myself really well over here. So this is a fireside chat, so you can kind of get more intimate with all your buddies who are here. But I don't know if we have too much other. It's not helping that there's a whole other thing going on here. So we'll try to talk louder, if that would help. We're going to start to cover some of the lines that we're working on now, and then we're really going to get them.
Need to turn this down a little.
Talk about some things that we're going to debut later this year. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay? Yeah. All right, so we're going to dive into Eagle Force. We're now over 100 different figures in Eagle Force. We've done over 100 different characters over the last 8 years, which is super exciting. We've broken the line out into a lot of different sublines. So if you're not familiar with it, the line is broken out into a bunch of different lines. We built out the mythology and the story. As you can see here, some of the lines take place at different time periods, like the past, and some take place, in the future. So we'll kind of cover some of those lines if you're not familiar real quick. We've got Eagle Force Classics, really, which is taking the 80s line and reimagining those as 4-inch figures with really cool little elements. So if you haven't been by the booth, we've got a really great display. Crimson Toys built a really cool Eagle Island down there, so go check it out. It's really great to see kind of all the little characters together. So that's our classics line. We have the 80s Most Possible, which is pretty fun. That's a line that takes place in the 70s, so you see a lot of different 70s-ish things pop up sort of in this line. We have Eagle Force Return, so that's the modern day line. So, the storyline is taking place. If you look at classics, which came out in the 80s, those characters are now in their 70s or 80s. Now there's a new sort of Eagle Force team that's returning. So that's kind of more modern day stuff. We're focusing a lot on the line for a while. Then we have Liberty Legion, which is our modern day superhero line. And again, all of this is underneath one universe, one brand. So this is focused on more superhero kind of characters. A lot of them are pulled from public domain comic books from the 40s that we sort of modernized. So Ed is here. Ed helps a lot with that and helps looking at some of the designs for Eagle Force. Blade Cuts Both Ways, which is sort of our take on 80s sort of genre, ninja type of movies. That's our Blade Cuts Both Ways line. We have Operation Monster Force, which we've also done in 6-inch, but now we've been also doing at 4-inch scale as well. Star Commanders, which is our space line, so a lot of bubble helmets. For those who like bubble helmets and jetpacks, there's a lot going on here with that. And then Voyagers, which is sort of a future-facing line, a lot of homages to things like Flash Gordon. So those are a lot of the brands that Eagle Force now spans. So as we continue the line, and yes, we are continuing the line, a lot of people have asked, hey, you're doing 6-inch figures now. Are you going to continue with 4-inch? The answer is yes. So, there we go. So we're going to talk a little bit about this next wave. Pre-orders begin in Q3. So now that the 40th anniversary figures have landed and are out and there, we are now going to move on to sort of the next wave. So we'll cover a few of the characters here, some of which we've hinted at in the current line you might have seen before. So we're going to review Captain Eagle. So it's kind of an updated look. We haven't done Captain Eagle in his modern outfit since the first Kickstarter, so we're going to do that in more of in his outfit again. We've got a new SWAT commander called Blockade. It's coming as well. And as you'll see with a lot of the lines, with a lot of these figures too, and I think you guys know, we try to pack a lot into each character, multiple heads, a whole lot of hands. There's a lot of hands. And accessories and stuff. So you can army build, we can have different versions of different characters, that kind of thing. We've got Arrow from Liberty Legion. We've also got Modern Claw Commando. So that's a more modern update to the Claw Commando. We've got a couple Monster Force figures coming. So we're doing, let's see, Deluxe Red and the Green Rule. So those are Monster Force characters that are coming out. we'll introduce, before we launch the line, we'll introduce like bios and stuff of the characters so you can kind of learn more about it. Like Accessory, we have Sunny In and Rockwell, which is our second tactical mission ninja troop. Tactical mission ninja troop. So yes, and then rounding out that way, we got Hellhound with some Voyagers, designed by Ed, very clear. You get a lot of responses to clear character, we're excited about clear so it's clear. And then we have my favorite character, Major Coco, who is a monk. My company's name is Fresh Monkey, so we need to do that. So now we have So now, although I think we're still seeing a lot of traction on like foreign scale. JoeFest doing a lot of stuff. Haya, is that like usually seeing let's say on that scale stuff?
Yeah, the scale's starting to slowly increasing.
Yeah. So I think we're still gonna again try to put these things out now. I will talk a little bit too about the model that if you have in mind stuff from Fresh Monkey for the last few years. We have very much the model that's sort of pseudo crowdfunding model, which is really about pre-orders, right? And so if we get enough pre-orders, we will make it. But if we don't, we're probably not going to make it. So that's the great thing that's been partnering with Joel is allowing us to kind of have that ability to kind of take those pre-orders, check those sales numbers, and see if we can get to our targets so we can actually manufacture things. So for those of you who pre-order, thank you. And that's how we get these things made. So thanks so much for doing this. Yes, right. Also that, yes, there's that huge thing. I can actually focus on making fun stuff and not having fun. So, but yeah, so it's still very much that model with a lot of the things that we're doing currently, which is really heavily pre-order based. Now, some of the things I did want to mention too is there's a long cycle for those pre-orders, 18 or 24 months because we're starting early. The nice thing about that too, which a lot of you I think have been following us get, like while we're in production, we also kind of socialize a lot of in-production imagery, which allows for a lot of feedback. And we have that time to make feedback. So it's very much not like, here's the figure, you're getting tomorrow, but here's the figure, we're going to make it. But we may change some things along the way, may ask some questions, may get more community involvement with a lot of these things. We'll add extra accessories. For those of you who ordered like the 40th anniversary, you'll see like we solicited this figure and then we added like a really cool thumbs up and a pointing figure to some things because we got some good feedback along the way. Like, hey, can you guys add some of these things? Can you use some more weapons? So part of that journey, and again, thank you all for kind of going with us, is to get a lot of that community input. So we'll be continuing to do that, but that's why pre-orders are really important. So that rounds out this wave here, but we're also going to do a Kickstarter for a comic book. And we're going to do now, like we're going to try to do, basically, for those of you who've also been following us, we did with drawing words and intel books, which is a lot of background characters. So now we're going to do, essentially, we hope, like, maybe even a quarterly magazine where we're going to have 10 pages of comics and a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, more info about the universe and the characters. Justin Bell, who I think many of you actually know, wrote the 10-page comic, so it's going to be really exciting. So we're going to launch that Kickstarter for that. If the comic funds, we're going to unlock a couple of more characters that are featured in the comic. So we're going to unlock Black Robe and Shortstop who are also featured in the comic. So if the comic funds, we do well, during that campaign, those will be stretch goals that will also go on. So that's kind of Eagle Force in a nutshell and what we're doing right now. So yes, more foreign stuff is coming. We have not abandoned that scale. All right. Let's talk about lawn monsters. So we do a variety of toys at Fresh Monkey Fiction. We went, even from our early days, we leaned heavily into doing things that were based on comic books. We did our first wave of long box, we used like Rocketeer, The Tick, and Rendell. And now that's done really well. And the creators we work with have been really awesome because we're, again, we're going direct to these creators and asking them, hey, can we make a toy from your stuff? And most of them have been like, I like toys, let's make one. So that's been really great along the way. So we're going to announce our wave 2. So this is our wave 2. I want to announce it here. We've got Arthur from the Tick, Christine Park from Brendel, Kevin Matchstick from Age, First Safety Madman, and Random Prime. So that'll be our wave 2. That's not the full assortment though for wave 2. So more will be coming, but we want to announce those here. We're going to pre-order around like Jason Dyer from Toy Otter, who if you don't follow him online, you should, because he does some really great like digital renders. He's been helping us produce this line, doing an amazing job. He handles all the sculpts, handles all the packaging. I wish he could be here today because that dude is fantastic. So please follow him online as well. All right, so next thing we have is our Christmas theme line that Arlen, who is here somewhere, where is he? There he is. I'm going to ask him to come up a little bit. Again, we have some special guests. So this line is Arlen's brainchild. And he is the creator, the designer, the sculptor. Really, you know, he came to me a few years ago and he was like, I got an idea for a Santa. And I was like, that's a pretty good idea. And he's like, but do you think we can build that into a line? And I'm like, we can do anything we want. We'll figure it out. So we decided to build that out. Arlen had some really great ideas. And so I wanted to ask you, Arlen, like where did this come from? Like where did these ideas come? Why was Christmas so important to you as opposed to maybe another holiday or other things that you're working on?
Can everyone hear me? Yeah. Okay. Well, my mom used to collect Santa Claus statues, and every year at Christmas she would come home from Costco with like steam Santa or fishing Santa that we would unfortunately make fun of her. And she passed away about 3 years ago now, and after she passed away I was like, it'd be kind of fun to take that idea and roll with it. And basically, she wouldn't have been into like zombie Santa. That was kind of my own thing, but yeah, just kind of went from there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That's great. So Joel too, like Santa's done well. Like, what do you think? Like, why do you think that's done well? Like, was it in the market, or like it's done pretty well? Like,
It's just such a widely appreciated character. No one's making it.
Yeah.
So we really did well. The Classic Santa was the best seller, but we really saw some nice sales on Barbarian Santa, Zombie Santa, Sergeant Santa.
Yeah, it's a lot of variety. If you like Santa, this line's for you. If you don't like Santa, this line's for you. But yeah, so yeah, we're anything else you want to add, Arlen, around the line too?
Not specifically.
Okay.
Can you bring us violent Easter bunnies?
Oh yes.
Oh,
potentially. What do you think about doing some other holidays? We can try to move it for Halloween, but would you like to try some other holidays?
I'm interested in doing other holidays.
Yeah. Okay.
If there's other interest in it from you people, okay.
I'd like to see the line. I think it has legs beyond Christmas. So we are in production of Wave 3 right now. So if you go down by the booth, you can see the paint samples from the factory. There's some images of them here. We did some reindeer, which again a lot of folks supported. So thank you for supporting those. It's awesome to do reindeer. But when you do reindeer, there's kind of something missing. You kind of need a sleigh. So we were working on a sleigh. So yeah, and hopefully we'll have a sleigh ready to pre-order like we do every year at the end of the year. So no images yet, but yes, there will be a reindeer, a sleigh for your reindeer. All right, awesome. All right, want to hang out with us for some more? I mean, we're sitting with some other stuff. You can
I'll sit in there.
It's a fireside chat. There's a fire over there. It's nice and cozy in there. Okay, so we're going to talk about Word of Christmas. So this went up for pre-order 2 weeks ago, and thanks for everybody here. We got enough orders like within 48 hours to make it happen. So we were pretty excited about that. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty quick. So thank you all. And like, it just indication that folks want the line, and then we can move these things quicker into production. So this is some artwork that they elected to line. The whole line is bad guys. Play some homages to some other things. So we got our main line here. I'll quickly go through those. A lot of werewolves and zombie werewolves. I was hoping that right?
Zombie, yeah.
That's pretty awesome. We got a red suited figure, which did really well. Everybody wanted a red order, so that was great. But I just felt like also werewolves with machine guns and jetpacks are a cool idea. So I think everybody else thought that as well, so that was awesome. And then let's see. Now we're going to do our next one. So these guys are under development. Most of the first wave was bad guys, so we figured we need to throw in some good guys here. So these are some characters that will be coming for the next wave, probably closer to the end of the year. We're still kind of working on these things. Again, this line takes place in the 70s, so you'll see like a lot of the stuff we do, there's a reason that fiction is in Fresh Monkey Fiction. We do a lot of story and a lot of lore with the characters. It's really important. That's a big part of the stuff that I grew up with. So a lot of the lines carry a lot of that stuff with it as well. So this line's backstory is all about the 70s, horror, those kind of things. It has a little bit of a nod to our Monster Force line, for example. You see Adrian Van Helsing in there. That's essentially Declan Van Helsing's father, right? So you've got some stuff starting to build, some stories starting to build as we get into Monster Force. So Monster Force has been pretty great. We've finally got the figures downstairs that are production samples. So if you haven't checked them out, go take a look at them. I wanted to invite Chris up as well, because Chris has been helping, doing a lot of things. So yeah, Chris has been helping out the line, and this is where we really started working a lot with Big Bad. I, was making a lot of stuff. Joel was very interested in going like, hey, we want to get more involved in some of these lines. And so again, we had a lot of these different ideas, and I pitched Monster Force to you, and you thought, okay, that's pretty great, let's go with that.
Yeah, Bill does such a great job at telling a compelling story in a very concise space. He presented this to us when we were all over, and really happy to see the response from everybody. Pre-sold well, and it's going to be very fun.
Yeah, and so it was really great. This allowed us to kind of work really closely together. It also, I've been sewing stuff on Big Bad for a while, and I did want to talk about too, another thing I didn't mention earlier, the great thing that's been great about working with Big Bad is, especially for a lot of the small companies, it helps legitimize us a little bit. Like the minute you get on Big Bad Toys, you're like, oh, I'm a real toy company now. Yeah, hey. So, and I think a lot of us here, Darren's here too, when that happens, right, a lot of the guys downstairs, you'll see them like, oh my God, we're on Big Bad now. It's super exciting, right? So it really helps support the community, right? It makes us feel like, we're actually now doing real things. It's been a dream of mine to do toys forever. You and I were talking a long time. It's a lot of us to kind of do that. It helps legitimize us. So it's been really great to have Big Bad support these lines. And with Operation Monster Force, Big Bad really was like, hey, really want to help make it happen, right? And so this was the one line that we haven't done sort of the crowdfunding model with, because they were really excited to jump in and be a part of what we were doing, which is really awesome.
Yeah, we believe in the lines. Skip the crowdfunding. Let's just skip it.
Yeah, so we might see some more of that too in the future, right? Yeah,
we might.
Yeah. So we got some images here of our season 1, and so Chris, you did majority of a lot of the art decoration and the paint masters. I was curious, what were you excited about with the line? What did you like working on? What did you think you were able to bring to it? Because I was really trying to figure a lot of things out, and I was like, I need some help here. I'm really trying to go I know I want to do this, but I need it to really spark. And you really came in and were like, dude, I got some really great ideas. So can you talk a little bit about kind of what you brought to it?
Yeah. I wanted to, I love the idea, monsters, soldiers. I mean, that's kind of everything I've grown up on, and kind of probably a lot of us have grown up on. It's just a great idea. And what I wanted to see was, I love classified, I love a lot of these other, 1/12 scale action figures, but I always feel like the paint is lacking a bit. A lot of smaller paint deco hits, nothing, keeping everything kind of cheaper, which, I get to an extent, but there's just so much detail we can bring out of these figures, and trying to bring in different camouflages and different, things that real, military operators use, and, there's some stuff that I got to work on, which was a lot of fun. I don't know if you noticed, some of the different vest attachments that we've developed, bringing in some different things to make these plate carriers more realistic and just a little bit cooler, and adding Declan's tattoos, and I'm like, this guy's like a bad freaking monster hunter who's ex-CIA operative and all this stuff, who's running all this stuff. I thought he would be a little bit hardened and a little tougher looking, so I just had a really great time adding some of that flair to the line.
You asked too much to it. What was cool to have you?
I appreciate it.
So, and that's another thing too I want to speak to too. One of the great things about what we're doing, what I like to do is collaboration is really important. Arlen is a great example, right? We're these things would not be what they are if not for great collaborators who are bringing things to it. So it's not just me, it's folks that we get to work with, that I get to work with, and Chris came in and he really took everything up a notch on a lot of things, which is pretty amazing. So it really it's one of the great things about this is really working all the pieces, right? From working with Joel to the different, working with different artists and sculptors and painters. That's the joy in doing this, which is really awesome. If I can't, nor do I want to hear these things on my behalf. I want everybody to kind of
You mentioned the improvements made during the reveal process. I think that's something we'd like to build up down the road and maybe involve all you guys in the decision process on what to do or wireless or space theme or something like that. So I think down the road we'll look at feedback from you as well.
Yeah, I think again we want to start building more community stuff. Imagine even with the Kickstarter early days, it was really great to get a lot of feedback from people along the way. That's why we post a lot of social media. We really want to hear from folks, and so hopefully we're doing more of that stuff. All right, so we are now moving on. We are doing this is season 2. This stuff is in production now. You see some stuff downstairs. A lot of stuff is at the factory in production right now. We're making sure everything's fitting, working well, that kind of stuff. But we wanted to announce season 3. We will not pre-order these until season 1 delivers, which should be in August. So we've got a couple months away from that, and then we'll pre-order season 3. So we've got a few characters here. We've got Mr. Legacy. We've got let's see I can't see which characters are there. Okay, we've got he's up there. So we've got some heroes and villains. Again, we're trying to do multiple heads, really bring out the ability to kind of customize some of the figures, have a lot of playability here. Let's see. Oh, we got 13 ghosts appearing in this wave. We have actually these 2 characters. We have a ghoul and we have a fog. The fog will be half clear and half the figure. The ghoul will come with more accessories than we have here. Have some more weapons and those kind of things. And then we've got the red devil downstairs as well. So if we want to go by the beautiful, you can see him as well. And the storyline behind these characters is all the masks essentially possess the wearer. There's 13 warriors, so we'll probably end up doing 13 of these over time. All with different masks and stuff. We've got Commander Gridiron. So those of you who know of Gridiron Studios, they've been helping us sculpt weapons. Mark, who heads up Gridiron, is awesome. And so we thought it'd be really fun to put Gridiron in the lore as sort of our, as sort of our weapon supplier. So Gridiron actually does help with the line, and then Gridiron is also in the line, which I thought that was really fun. So we've got the Gridiron who comes with the commando helmet as well. We have Dr. Rand, who is also a werewolf. He comes with some extra heads as well. Again, really trying to build out the ability here in the line. And then we have our Billboard. So this is our deluxe figure. We're partnering with Maestro Union, who has done the Veteran Wing figure, I think, right? That did really well. So this is also the great thing about partnering with Joel. Joel has a lot of contacts to a lot of toy companies. So we were like, this is a really cool werewolf figure. So we reached out to them and we're like, would you guys like to collaborate on something? And they're like, yeah. So we have the werewolf. But they're like, well, we can do some new accessories for the werewolf. We can do some new deco. We can bring it into the line. And we're like, well, it's a cool figure. Let's do that, right? And then the original figure sold pretty well too, right?
Yeah, they sold out. They're pretty high on the aftermarket at this point, so it's pretty figure.
Yeah. So that's gonna be coming soon. Oh yes, you have a question. Yes.
This one's not going to be a straight repaint of the veteran William, though. We had some fun, as you can see, those that wrist gauntlet blades. I don't know, I just felt like a werewolf should happen.
Yes, you did to design.
Yeah.
Werewolf needs blades.
Yeah, and a minigun.
And a minigun.
Yeah. I feel like that just fills that monster force.
Yeah. Well, so we could offer this now for pre-order if you want. What do you think?
I think you should.
You think you should? Hit the button. All right, the button. Okay, it's now on pre-order. You can pre-order it. So if you want to pre-order it, go pre-order it. So now we just launched this on Big Bag right now. So if you want to pre-order it, for one Big Bag for the store and order it right now. Just launched as we're speaking. We got the launch. I need a launch button on my phone. So you can pre-order this figure right now. It's going to ship in Q4. Alright, then we also wanted to unveil some season 4 stuff. At some of our previous conventions, we showed like some Yetis and some Bigfoots. We were going to partner with Memory Toys, but we decided, you know what, let's just do our own Bigfoot. We know a guy who can sculpt that's pretty good on sand stuff, so he sculpted our Jasper and Jurgen figures. You can see them downstairs. We're still in production on them. But Bigfoot with the big machine gun, I think, we can do that. So still working on that. Those are up for pre-order probably sometime in Q4 as well. And then one other thing is, we need some ladies. Right? So we are going to start. We've got a line. In season 4, we'll start to see some female characters. So right now we have the Dragon Hood and the Marker. There's another 3 or 4 figures we're developing as well. So we wanted to, show these. So we feel like we got some monsters, but we got to get some female figures into the line. So we'll hopefully have those again in Q4 this year, ready for pre-order. And like anything, we'll start to share some images, get some feedback along the way, and make some tweaks. And we do listen and try to respond to a lot of stuff on social media. So please continue to be on the Facebooks, on the Instagrams, and all that stuff, and let us know what you think. All right. So we got a little bit more time. We're going to cover. These are some lines that are just under development right now. We've been kind of working on them. We'll probably start to solicit them later this year. We wanted to kind of show them to you all, get some feedback. Again, if after we show you stuff today, feel free to come up. If you're here tomorrow, come down to the booth, say, hey, this was cool, or this was not cool, and you do this instead. Because I do want to hear from you on this stuff. And it's really important, right? We have an opportunity here to really change the things as we go versus, hey, here it is, go buy it, right? So, please come down to the booth, let us know what you think. We've got this line coming up called Soldiers in Fortune. This line is really dedicated to customizability, playability, a little less story focused, but really I want to get something to the fan base who really likes to customize, army build, that type of thing. So we got a couple of different styles here. Let's talk about on there. So you'll see these guys are going to do these in a variety of colorways. We've got black deco here, black deco, we've got orange. We've got our red and black camo, we've got yellow. So again, these are really for folks who want to only build and customize. And if you check out the figures down the booth for Monster Force, you're going to see a similar quality in this line as well. We're also going to do some other different guys here. We've got the Senator here. We also have now, what we're going to do is agent enemy figures that include like a good guy and a bad our Spy series, so you can get black tuxedo, white tuxedo, different head sculpts, different hands, necks pop out, interchangeability. So these are the next few that are coming. So again, this is the kind of thing we'll start to do with this line. I mean, are you seeing a lot of folks that are buying like stuff for customization and mobility and that kind of thing? Is it
Yeah, I remember those kind of big forever.
Yeah, so I think we really want to appeal to kind of that audience. We're going to have accessory sets as well that we'll have out as well. These are a couple accessory sets we'll have planned for now. One is, again, Gridiron, again, taking the long 11s for us, helping long 11s for us. So we're really excited about that. Again, the figures are very modular. You'll be able to like take off the different web gear, the different, vests and all these different things. Pouches that come out, a lot of pouches come out. And then we do head packs. So we got a couple head packs planned. I really want to do this first head pack in flock heads. So we're going to try to do one version of that flock gear. But the good thing is you've got a lot of customizability because again you can take the necks out of the figures, you can take the hands, you have different types of things you can do with those same bodies. Let's see. So that kind of wraps the stuff here, I think. What we want to talk about today. Wait. Just one more thing. We'll have time to do that. So the year 2025 is almost here. It will be a good time. And we're going to need to fight some time. We're going to start out with so if you come out tomorrow, you can see the 3D print of Bulletproof. We'll have it out tomorrow. We won't have a soft goods code, which is not in the photo here, but we'll have downstairs. So we're going to kick off the line with Bulletproof, see how it goes. Again, this may be a crowdfunding thing. We'll see if we get any orders, if people are interested. It is 6-inch figure. We'll fit in with our lines and other lines like that. But we felt it was time to bring this line back. And we've had a lot of requests. We did some minifigures a few years ago, and we've had a lot of requests to bring them back. We're also working with Chicken Fried Toys, who's doing some orange stuff, so if you're still orange collector, they're doing those. But we've had a lot of requests, like, can you bring this into 6-inch scale? So, there you go. So, that's going to happen. So, again, come by the booth tomorrow and check it out. And so we have some time for Q&A. I don't know if anybody's got any questions. I'm happy to answer anything either today or you can come by the booth tomorrow. So, anybody got any questions? Got a question over there?
Will we see a Kickstarter for 4-inch gold and more speakers?
Oh, the question was, will we see a Kickstarter or some kind of crowdfunder for 4-inch gold figures that didn't make the original line? I'm assuming you're referring to like Turk, Eagle Force, okay, it's like Turk or Goldie, those kind of things. I think so. I think again, like if we continue to get support for the 4-inch line, we will. A lot of that stuff has been sculpted, or so we will try to do it. But it really depends on the pre-order support.
We could just launch them on BTS and see what goes and have them display it at the parties
and see if we can get those orders in. It's really about that, like most of the lines we've been doing have gotten support. We did, not to we did do an On Your Nice line for Halloween, and we didn't get the pre-order, so we didn't make it, and we were sad because we really loved that line. But we would have been even more sad if we had made the figures and no one had bought it. So this again, it's really important to get those pre-orders in. So yes, if the next wave that we show does well, and then we try this out and we get enough support with the pre-orders, then yeah, we'll try to make it happen. Because we want to do it. It's not that we don't want to do it. We want to do it. So that was a great question. Thank you so much. Right, anything else? Anyone? Yes, sir.
So we're in the middle of a O-ring revolution, renaissance. Will we see Eagle Force or even Cops as O-ring figures?
Yes, the question for those in here, O-rings coming back. People are really seeing a definitely see Eagle Force in Oregon. Darren, who's sitting here, I don't know, can I say something? Do you mind? Okay, yeah, so Darren, who's doing Eagle Force right now, right? Yeah, Ninja Line. They are here. They are out in the lobby. Go check them out. Go say hello. They are probably going to be doing some Oregon classic, though, Eagle Force. So, old Eagle Force guy. We actually just talked about the first character today, which I'm not going to announce, but you will probably announce it. Yeah, so we're super excited about that. So yeah, we'll see. All right, any other questions? I'm sure everybody's like, I'm so hungry, I came here after the show, and now I need to eat some dinner, because cheeses are not enough. But yeah, happy to answer any questions if we've got any other questions. Anyone else? All right, that's it. Going once, going twice. All right. Well, thank you guys for spending the last 40 minutes with us. Really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the line. Thank you all for being here and chatting. And yeah, if you're here tomorrow, please come by the booth and say hi if you haven't already. We'd love to talk to you about what we've got going on, what we've got coming up.